Now we've talked about spirals and changing the body's alignment through the joints. But one of the things that we kind of skirted around in this checklist of principles is the idea of a complex torque. That's T-O-R-Q-U-E, torque, not talk out your mouth. Right? So when I go for a spiral within a limb, we call it a complex torque. I'm not just grabbing something and twisting like we used to when we were at school. I'm grabbing something, twisting and putting it into a different place with 3 dimensions. Right? So this kind of complex torque done on the forearm there can be met with great strength. They can meet it with some resistance. And if I just try to do it on the plane there, then he's just not really very bothered about it. As soon as I add a little bit of pressure here, still not very bothered about it. But if I change that one of my hands is travelling towards me and the other one's travelling towards him, then suddenly it becomes a lot better. So this complex torque allows us to either restrain easier, or it lets us throw them about. Or impact-wise, it causes the corkscrew damage that we talked about back when we were looking at spirals. So have a look at this then. The hook comes in, we come into here, we get that locked up, and we go, well that's good, that's an effective hold. Well that is, you're quite right, and thank you very much. But what we'll do here is we'll just take this, and instead of putting on a lock this way, which is useful, we'll put it on this way, which is much worse. So what I've gone for there is a complex torque on the wrist, which is affecting the arm, but the elbow is limited by the hold. So this lock goes this way, and then I turn my elbow and my palm towards me, bringing it back to a position of strength, thereby taking his little finger side away, which is putting him in a position of weakness. Now this is on one plane, because I'm moving this way towards the camera. If I change it into a complex torque this way, then it becomes much, much worse, because I didn't just turn it here, I turn it this way too. And just let your partner out the way you put them in, because that kind of torque is what you do when you perform your kata. That kind of torque, you don't just bring a hand up like this, it spins as it goes. So that complex torque is in many, many, many of our movements right from day one of our training. You just have to have a real solid use for the complex torque. Used it on a joint there, you can use it in striking, and if I've mentioned flesh tearing to you, then it's obviously a good way of using it there too. As always, great care for your training partner in the dojo. This is for looking at how the kata could be used. It's nowhere near being permission I cannot give for you to go out and use it on people.